Hello PWTorch YouTube, this is Stephanie Chase with your All Elite wrap-up for Thursday, bringing you all the latest news in AEW. So last night, of course, was AEW Dynamite, and we had Tony Khan's important announcement. Now, you may remember that on my wrap-up on Tuesday, I made note of the fact that he said important announcement rather than huge announcement. So here's what it was. Beginning next month, a new reality series called AEW All Access is set to air on TBS immediately following Dynamite. On Dynamite, Khan appeared to let Adam Cole deliver the announcement. Now, this series is going to follow Adam Cole and Britt Baker, as well as Sammy Guevara and Ty Conte, the Young Bucks, Saraya, Wardlow, and Eddie Kingston, along with Tony Khan himself. Each episode will follow them week to week as they seek to remain at the top of the company while also exploring rivalries between them. The show will also detail the lead up to major AEW events and pay-per-views. Well, what's All Access going to be like? Well, from what I've heard, I think it's going to be more of a WWE 24 style show rather than something like along the lines of Total Divas. Unlike Road to the Top, we're going to see a lot more members of the AEW roster involved, and it sounds pretty cool that we're going to hear the stories of people like Adam Cole and Britt Baker and Eddie Kingston. Now, there's no official announced date for the show. We just know that it's going to be in March. But we did also find out in Dynamite that on the day the show airs, Adam Cole will make his return to the ring on that week's Dynamite. So how is this for one of Tony Khan's announcements? Well, as I said before, he did say it was important rather than huge or exciting. I think it is exciting for a new AEW show. This, of course, will be replacing Power Slap, which is coming to an end next month. But I think it was very good for him to try and limit expectations by talking more about how this was an important step for the company rather than something that was going to be really, big for the fans. Now, we're just over 1 week away from Revolution, and on Dynamite, we had 2 more matches added to the card. Those matches are Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks, which will have the JAS banned from ringside, as well as AEW Women's Champion Jamie Hayter defending against Ruby Soho and Saraya. And also on Dynamite, we saw Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal qualify for a shot at the AEW Tag Team Championship at Revolution. So they are the third team added to the match with the champions, the Guns, the Acclaimed, and the next team we will find out next week. So the card so far is Texas Deathmatch, Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page, Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks, the Guns versus the Acclaimed versus Jeff Jarrett versus To Be Confirmed. The TNT Championship will be on the line, Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. The AEW Women's Championship will be on the line when Jamie Hayter takes on Ruby Soho and Saraya. And there is this 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship between MJF and Bryan Danielson. On Dynamite, we also saw MJF deliver quite the personal promo where he talked about a woman that he loved leaving him. Well, Sean Ross Sapp confirmed on Twitter that the MJF promo did have a lot of truth to it. He said, "I normally wouldn't cover this type of thing, but he and his fiancée did have a split, as was referenced on tonight's AEW Dynamite." So in September, MJF did announce his engagement to an artist named Naomi, and she was actually featured on AEW Dynamite once. She was there when MJF was celebrating his victory against CM Punk. And if you're looking for a full review of AEW Dynamite, make sure you're subscribed to the PWTorch YouTube channel with those notifications on so you can see when Zach and Tyler go live with their fireside chat later tonight. And you can find out what they thought of the show and also interact with them on the live chat. In some other news, Spectrum Cable seems to have announced when the next Forbidden Door will be. Now, Tony Khan has never confirmed concrete that we're having another Forbidden Door, but he has hinted at it. But Spectrum Cable does have a listing for AEW New Japan Forbidden Door 2, which it says will be on Saturday, June 24th, and the event is priced at $49.99. The Spectrum Cable listings also have a date for Double or Nothing, which is May 28th. Earlier this week on AEW Dark, a teaser aired hyping that QTV is coming. We have no further details whatsoever on this, so make of it as you will. I tend to think it might be QT Marshall's version of GTV, but who knows. And in some ratings news, things were not good for last Friday night's Rampage. The show that was moved to the 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. time slot due to the NBA only drew 287,000 viewers on Friday night. The rating in the key 18 to 49 demo was a 0.07, and Rampage placed number 59 on cable for the night. The show, which saw the return of Keith Lee, is now the least watched Rampage in its history. Finally, Tony Khan spoke to the Phoenix News-Times about the touring strategy of AEW, hinting that it will hit West Coast markets and more soon. He told the publication that with events this year in Seattle and Portland and the upcoming San Francisco pay-per-view, that they're hitting more West Coast markets. He added, "We started doing more West Coast events. We had planned to do a number of these West Coast cities in 2020, and our touring schedule got pushed back, and everyone was trying to get the same dates when we went back on the road. It was very important to us to make a great debut in Phoenix for AEW, and I think it's a certainty that we'll be returning after this because the interest in the debut has been tremendous." And that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the PWTorch YouTube channel, turn on those notifications to see every time Zach and Tyler go live, and I will be back with you next week with more AEW news. Bye!